So, good morning. Thank you so much for having us today. We are very honored to invite Tom to be our guest of the next Business Lounge video interview. So, thank you.
Pleasure to be here, Daisy.
So, we know that you've got a vast experience in retail. So, tell us a bit about your journey and how you get to Fortnum Mason.
I think that there are a number of things that really attracted me. I think that working in food is something that I've always really enjoyed. I just feel like it comes very naturally to me, food retailing. Albeit I've been on the supermarket side, the premium supermarket side, rather than luxury food. But then working in fashion really exposed me to the luxury industry, which also really sparked an interest. And of course, Fortnum Mason brings those two things together. The other thing that I've sort of been exposed to a lot through my career is the digital world. So the power of technology and what technology can do to drive growth and to drive productivity and to open up brands to new markets. And so I really sort of enjoyed that aspect too. And those three things rather came together at Fortnum Mason effectively, I think.
Why was Hong Kong the location as a first international store outside UK?
First of all, we saw a future in Hong Kong. So we were excited about what Hong Kong represented, not just for our Hong Kong customers, but also for the mainland Chinese tourists who come over the border into Hong Kong looking for sort of new experiences. So, and we knew that there was a big market out there to serve, and that we were keen to do that. The other thing that we noticed, and actually probably most importantly, is that we had a large number of mainland Chinese customers in London.
So you have a client base here.
So we know we have an interested customer franchise, and what we wanted to make sure we were doing was giving them an opportunity to access our brand at home. And what we're then looking for is what we call that flywheel effect, where they come to London, they really enjoy their experience of Fortnum's, and they go home and they're able to experience the Fortnum's brand in either mainland China or in Hong Kong, either through our shop and a restaurant or through our online offer.
So you also recently opened an outlet in the Hong Kong airport. How is everything looking, and what is the plan?
So we really like airport locations. Interestingly, we opened a shop and a restaurant at Terminal 5 at Heathrow in London. And that did really well. And the reason it did really well is because the product set serves a very clear mission. You're going, you're passing through the airport, you tend to have dwell time to sort of buy something. More often than not, you want to take a gift to the people that you might be going to visit.
Which I've always done. And
so it serves that mission really clearly. And so we wanted to do a similar thing in Hong Kong airport and see if that worked. And we're really pleased actually with the way that it's performing. We know that we opened it at a time when traffic through Hong Kong airport was still recovering, so it's quite low. But our expectations are that traffic will grow quite significantly. And that ultimately there'll be as many people passing through Hong Kong airport as there are through Heathrow. So I'm really confident it's going to be a great success actually, and in fact it already is.
Is there any difference between the Hong Kong market and the mainland Chinese clients that you could see in terms of purchasing habit and trend?
A little. So, there are certainly differences between our Hong Kong customer base, whether that's mainland China and Hong Kong and the UK. So we see a lot of differences there. The flavour profile of some of our biscuits and our food offering is different in that region than it is in the UK. So we adjust some of our recipes slightly to better suit the local tastes. The really interesting thing about the way in which Chinese consumers, particularly younger Chinese consumers, engage with brands online is that it's much more about live streaming, it's much more promotional, it's much more fun and always on and sort of it's quite exciting actually, and we don't see that in the UK quite as much. But I suspect we probably will do in due course. And so we're learning an awful lot about the way that Chinese customers are interacting with our brand that we think will become very relevant in the UK in due course. So it's a huge learning opportunity for us as much as anything else.
So we talk about the opportunities, we talk about what you've done. So what are the challenges when you set up the business in Hong Kong?
So there are lots of challenges when you're setting up any business overseas. I think probably first and foremost, the mistake that I think businesses can make is assuming that you understand your customer, and actually all you do is you try and replicate what you do in someone like in London, in Hong Kong, and assume that that's going to work. That's not necessarily the case. In fact, it's very rarely the case.